Alright, you all get a Q4C Extras video of Striking Tree campaign on Ruthless Hardcore because Chiku asked for it. Not yet, but I know he's going to. So, here's the rundown. I have a build for this map where you don't actually have to fight the boss, which is great because the boss is a fucking piece of shit. But it's fairly janky and it takes a lot longer to build than a lot of other people's builds. But you know, you don't have to fight the boss. Place a slow and a weaken aura, something like that. Don't grab that chest. Place another slow and weaken aura, something like that. If you have lower stats, move those farther to the right, up to the right. But in the meantime, go ahead and go into the weird wooden freaky skull over here. Seriously, what the fuck is this thing? Place a slow and a weaken aura like that. And then make sure you get the chests. Seriously, there's like a 210-second build timer on this, but I always manage to run out of time on the first wave. Then let's go ahead and swap over to our EV. Here's where the Funky Town USA comes in. So back here, we're just going to place down a 40U buff beam like that. By the way, whoever made this map, can we please, or in the future, a developer, remove the breaking tower sound from the middle of the map? It's so loud, or at least nerf it. Go over here, place down a 40U tower buff beam as far as you can make it. If your stuff doesn't reach like this, just, there you go. Now it reaches. I'll explain this later, but for now, go ahead down here and place down a 3D wall, something like that, as far right as you can make it, and then all the way as far left as you can make it. And I'll do fine. In front of that, place down a 1DU reflector, something like that will do just fine. And then over here, behind this mushroom, as far right as you can go, that seems to be about it, place a 5DU reflector, or physical wall, and then in front of that, place another 1DU reflector. Or actually, no, behind that, I want to place another 1DU reflector for your towers to make sure they don't go down. Something like that should be fine. Whatever. Over here on this crystal, at least for my stats, this is necessary, but if you have better stats, probably won't be. You need to place down a reflector in front of the crystal to block archer shots, one behind the crystal to block ogre shots for when they're stuck on the crystal itself, and then a fair bit farther back, a buff beam back there. And that's it. If you haven't figured it out, we're going to get the boss to kill itself. I was having a lot of trouble on this map because the boss is just a complete piece of shit. He one-taps your towers, one-taps your heroes, ignores walls half the time, is annoying, but I found a build that works. Place a Withstun down there. By found a build, I mean I made a build, by the way. Every single build on Dunduf Planner was like, hey, just have high enough stats or do hero damage. I don't want to do that. I don't have that. Make sure this Withstun is placed fairly farther back behind the crystal, at least with my stats. Otherwise, ogres, when they get to that, to that crystal, they'll just hit the tower over the crystal. Back here, place down one shroom pit, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Wisp-Pens, I think, something like that. And swap over to the ball, the hermit, and we're going to place down over here a nature pylon, like basically in the middle, and something like that. A forest golem, fairly far forward, probably something like that's fine. Just make sure that he's able to reach this wall once he's fully upgraded. And then make sure you get the mana over here and place one last nature golem on top of there. Then we're going to go ahead and swap over to whoever the hell. I'm going to bring in my upgrader adepts. Me personally, the way I do the upgrading is round one. I just go to this southernmost crystal and shoot over here, and then I upgrade like that. I'm sure if you're better at the game, you'll have better strategies, but at least the way that I do it, you can upgrade everything you need to upgrade in 2 waves. It's actually fairly fast and fairly efficient. And the Hardbringers tend to not be an issue, which is surprising because most of the time they're pieces of shit. Seriously, Hardbringers are like one of the most obnoxious enemies in the game. Half because of the fact that they're ranged attacks, like the one that he just did to me on the bottom right there. It just ignores your reflector beams. What the fuck? Why does it do that? Anyways, once you finish upgrading down there, run into here. Jump on top of either the crystal or the, whatchamacallit over here. And just start hucking shots. If you're maybe not smart, but if you prefer to, you can start in the skull and then move out, but I personally find it better to not do that. I don't think there's any real way to upgrade everything in round one, so, you know, why bother? But as long as your auras, your buff beam, and your den is upgraded here, you are a-okay. Now, very quickly, this is optional, but it is to ensure your safety. If you have lower stats like I do, what are my stats? I'll show you at the end of the video. But if you have lower stats like I do, and or you're not confident, go ahead and swap over to Lenny, your summoner, your builder summoner. Oh, I didn't mean to leave on that character. Go ahead over here, place down a few spiders just to web any ogres and potentially distract them, because I'm going to be honest, I just don't trust my DPS. And then over here, you can place a spider if you want, but more importantly, I personally like placing a couple of ogre minions on the edges here, right where the walls end, just in case the boss does get through, to make sure that he at least has something that he has to run into before he's able to just plow through all your towers and you. In my experience, he hasn't done that once because maybe I'm kind of a genius when it comes to building. Or maybe because I've done this map like 40 times. This place is genuine misery, but either way, yeah. There we go, that's fine, whatever. In my experience, he doesn't get to the ogres. They aren't necessary, but again, they're just a security measure. Then I'm going to go ahead and bring this character back in. I would recommend upgrading the ogres if you can, although not entirely necessary. The spiders, you don't need to upgrade them at all. They'll be fine. But cool thing is that you can actually upgrade your tower super easily by just shooting here. Yeah, at least with my stats, or maybe it's not just because of my stats, maybe it's because there's not a good line of sight, but my wisp ends don't have enough range to reach the spawn point over here on the right side. So you can just upgrade everything from that. One thing I'll mention is if you're like a sweaty gamer nerd, which is to say what I'll probably be doing if I ever super grind the map campaign, try and bring in, after you're done upgrading everything, your Jester, because at the end of the wave, around the... Hold on, let me hide the other screen. Around the end of the map, you'll have a couple of Dark Elf Warriors sometimes, but generally it's just like, what's it called? It's the little goblins. I think they're just called goblins, but they'll be around this right side. And they're very slow and they take a while, so having the Gesture Wheel of Fortuna might be helpful there. Anyways, make absolutely damn sure that all of your walls here are upgraded. It looks like we ran out of enemies, but that's actually fine, because at the end of the day, we've upgraded the majority of our towers, and everything else, like, we have another 4 waves. Like, we'll have time to upgrade. But as long as this is upgraded to max, your walls are upgraded to max, and I think your golem is upgraded to max, you should be fine. And there's a couple of mobs I was talking about there. But that's it. Minions, not necessary, especially if you have higher stats. Reflector walls, kind of necessary, but probably not if you have higher stats. Physical beam, both of them, not super necessary, but they're there for redundancy. Very quickly on that redundancy, in case I didn't already explain it. He gets stuck on this wall, and he tries to jump over the wall. He can't. Instead, he just falls off to the left or right. If, by some miracle, he gets past the wall, that's why you have a second wall here. This second wall, I have had him go past it once. Fair warning. But more often than not, in my experience, he just fucking dies. So that's why that second wall is there. But this, at least with my stats, you need to have these pylons, you need to have these reflectors, otherwise he will fucking one-tap all of your towers. Seriously, this boss is such a piece of shit. I wouldn't have many issues with this boss if it weren't for the fact that he, like, obliterates your heroes, and then he also targets your towers. Like, dude, leave my shit alone. I don't mind him targeting heroes and, you know, being very powerful in that aspect. But the fact that he goes after my towers aggressively and also one-taps them half the time, like, come on, man. Oh yeah, very quickly, there's another boss in the game that sometimes just fucking falls off the map as well. Omenak. That boss also just jumps off the map and dies sometimes. And Omenak has been out for a while. And I'm pretty sure they haven't fixed it, because Chiku said that it's still a bug there. So I kind of doubt that they'll fix it, or that they'll try and fix the boss jumping off here. But in case they do, you can always just tower boost and kill the boss. Doesn't really matter. And as long as they don't do something moronically catastrophic, like make it so that when he jumps off, instead of respawning, you know, at his spawn point, he respawns, I don't know, somewhere in the middle behind your towers, it'll be fine. You'll just kill him with the towers instead. I guess one of the main benefits of this build is that you don't need a tower boost monk at all. Hell, you don't even need guardians, really. The boss, like, he jumps off. And even if they change that, he's not going to get past your walls, so you still probably don't need either of those. Although they're going to be helpful, and like, why not? So if I guess, you know, congrats. If you wanted to target farm 4 weapons at a time and you couldn't do it before, you can now. Well, you just have to spend a fair bit more time building. You know, if this were a main series, you know, not extras video, I would go through the effort of, you know, editing out the boring parts here because these next two, there's not much going on, but it's not. So you're gonna hear me ramble for a while. You guys get any good builds for this on survival? I haven't done survival yet, mainly because I'm having too much fun in campaign. But I really want to do the survival. I'm very eager to try and get my hands on a couple of Jade Islands. I like gambling, and I'm pretty sure Jade Islands are like the highest form of gambling possible in the game because everybody has like quad diamonds, and even if you don't, I mean the skeletons are close enough, right? But like, I'd like to get a, you know, really good Jade Island. That would be cool. I know the odds for it are like 1 in a gazillion, but like, I mean, like, what if? You know, what if? Also, funnily enough, I was supposed to do this whole thing like last week or the week before that, maybe, when this map was map of the week and you got double rewards, but I couldn't because the video was already so goddamn long. Jesus, the video before this one was, or no, last video was already like an hour of just Halloween spooktacular, and I did not have room for this. Is there anything that's worth getting? Oh, hold on, not worth getting. Completely separate thing. This map, the Forest Rifle, I'm actually really excited to get that because I'm pretty sure once I have that, I can do Sky Spooktacular fairly easily, the campaign. And once I can do Sky Spooktacular, I can start mega gambling to try and get a Eye of Haste that is better than a Retinazer. I'm not gonna, you know, go super out of my way to try and get that because at the end of the day, as long as it's like good enough to do True Boss Rush, that's all I really care about. Oh, not True Boss Rush, Crystal Cave with 4 players. That's all I really care about. But I'm really excited to try and get that because I was so disappointed when I got the Eye of Desolation or whatever, and it was like kind of ass. I was so disappointed by that. Anyways, final wave. I'm gonna be bringing in my Warden because 30% tower DPS increase as long as she's alive. Quick thing with the Warden, if yours is like mine and has literally 0 tower HP, I recommend putting her in the safe spot all the way up at this northmost crystal. You can run, jump on top of the crystal, and if you have enough speed, you can just make it over there. If you don't, you can just run over here, get stuck in the air, and then jump, and then badoom, badoom. Yeah, there you go. And then other than that, I'm bringing in my Huntress with a Huntress, and I'm bringing in my other Huntress with a Apprentice. Again, I don't really think these guys are necessary, but I'm bringing them in because they make me feel good. And I personally like placing them just directly on top of the towers. Honestly, if you're not tower boosting, or you don't have like a good DPS monk or something, maybe it's necessary to have those guardians. But at least with the campaign, I don't really think the ogres get that high in health. I don't think. Maybe they do. If you want to just tower DPS the boss down completely, I would recommend placing maybe a few mana, a good bit of mana on these characters, or just having like a genie on your monk instead of a DPS pet. But I'm really lazy. I don't want to swap things out, so I'm just gonna stick with this as is. I have yet to get a good forest rifle, or a really good forest rifle. I got a really good what is it called? Turtle shell polearm from this, like 420 upgrades, all the stats that you really want. Pretty much, yeah, you know, everything good on the thing that you could get, other than like a gajillion upgrades I got. So I'm pretty happy with that. But I still have yet to get one that's good for a forest rifle. I'd like to get something with 400-ish upgrades, decent base damage, and then, you know, damage, HP, and I think ability too is the one that matters for the forest rifle. But yeah, does projectile? Does not projectile? Does weapon size matter, by the way, on those? I know for some weapons, like I know like Barbarian, Big Time USA, weapon size matters. Does that matter for the forest rifles? I remember hearing something similar to that, but I don't remember if it was the forest rifles that it was true for, or if it was something else. Man, there's a lot of mobs. I'm gonna go ahead and kill these 3 orcs. Not orcs. What are they called? Whatchamacallits? These bad boys. Before the wave. There we go. Is that it? No, there we go. Now then, I'm going to go ahead and repair my topmost stack of auras because I am OCD and I really like having everything totally repaired. And then we're going... Oh, it's already repaired. Wow. And then we're going to just V and then sit on the crystal and then the boss will die on its own. Or not crystal, the towers. I'm going to zoom out all the way just to give you guys a nice perspective of this, but... oh my god, that's a loud car. Jesus Christ. I wonder if my mic picked that up. The boss actually gets damaged pretty well, just on its own. But, a lot of the times, it gets stuck, like, right here on those barrels or on his chest. But for some reason, it doesn't seem to do that a lot when you're doing this build. But as you'll see, that doesn't matter. Oh, he's doing, like, a damaging aura or something. Because he gets stuck there, and either he falls off, or he dies. Why did my strength drain aura go down? That's literally the first time I've ever seen that happen. Strange. Very strange. Maybe that was like a Jin or something. Well, whatever. That's about the average time for the boss to die. It's about 29 seconds. And it looks like, yet again, I did not luck out with the pole arms. And I did not luck out... Wow, I really did not luck out with the forest rifles either. Or the accessories. I got nothing. Not even pets. Oh, no, I got two good pets. One good pet, at least. That's nice. Well, anyways, I hope the video is informative for you, Chiku. I'm going to go ahead and farm this another, like, 5-ish times.